All right, solving literal equations is tricky and difficult as it is, but of course they're going to get harder. So this time we're going to talk about solving literal equations when the variable that we're looking for is mixed in with more than one term. So as you can see here, if we're solving for x, it's mixed with a, it's multiplied by b, and we have to pull it out in order to solve for it. So the explanation of steps is talking about distributing. We're going to use the distributive property to factor it out. Factoring it out is what I call undistributing. So if you look at the example here, a times x plus b times x is the same thing as x times a plus b. So what happened was I pulled the x out of both of those. Because if I were to distribute here, that would be x times a, and you put the lower letter first, and then x times b, which would be bx. Okay, so what happens is we're going to undistribute. We're going to factor out the term that they have in common, especially if it's the one that we need to solve for. Okay, and then this example, they divide by it, but I'm going to show you that down here. Okay, so this one is telling us to solve for x, and our problem is that x is here hanging out with 3, and x is also here hanging out with a. I can't solve for it if it's being multiplied by both of those, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull it out. So I'm going to factor it out, which is the same thing as undistributing. So if I take the x out of this one, and I put it in front, what I'd be left with inside is just 3 minus a. And that would be equal to b. That stays the same there. Okay? Now, if I'm still solving for x, so I have to move 3 minus a. 3 minus a is being multiplied by x. So the opposite to move it to the other side would be to multiply by 1 over 3 minus a, or even simpler, just divide by 3 minus a. I do that to both sides. That makes it cancel on the left side here. And then I have x equal to exactly this. There's nothing we can do. There's no like terms. Can't change anything. It's just b divided by 3 minus a. All right. So now we'll move on to the next one. It's a little bit harder. Solve for x in terms of a and b. Well, that means that I have to get x alone, but now not only do I have x hanging out with multiple different things, different terms, I have it on both sides of my equation. So I can't undistribute unless they're on the same side. So what I'm going to do is move this term, negative bx, to this side so that the x's are at least on the same side. The opposite of negative bx would be to add it to both sides. So we're doing the additive inverse. That makes it cancel over here. We're left with 1 equal to, and I cannot combine these. They both have an x, but this one has a b and this one has an a, so I can't combine them. I'm just going to write 2ax plus bx. Now that the x is on both sides, only with these two terms, I can pull it out. I'm going to undistribute or factor out the x. So if I factor out the x, I take it out of both terms, put it in front. See what I did? That will leave me with 2a plus b, and that's equal to 1. Okay, and again, just like we did on this side, this is x times 2a plus b, and if they're being multiplied, then the opposite to get this to move it over, or the inverse, would be to divide by 2a plus b, by 2a plus b, and that's my answer. I have x equal to 1 over 2a plus b. Okay, and there's nothing that I can do. I can't combine like terms. The only thing I might be able to do is rewrite this as 1/2 b, but that's not necessary. You can leave it like that. Okay, so that's how we undistribute. Anytime the variable that we're solving for is mixed in with multiple terms, you have to get them all on the same side and then undistribute it, take it out, so that you can get it alone. Thanks for watching.